The World Economic Forum, the EU, NATO, the Biden administration, and a number of transnational corporations are stating a goal of radical transformation of our society. This includes the Green Agenda, carbon neutrality goals, and so-called climate change, the Agenda 2030, among other initiatives that they promise will make the world a better place. And critics say big governments and big corporations are working together to increase their power and influence at the expense of our freedoms and prosperity. Now, in a recent article in the Daily Caller, Dr. Cohen writes just that. Global elites want to suppress the rest of us. And to talk more about the transformations in our world, I do want to bring in Dr. Cohen. He's a senior fellow at the National Center for Public Policy Research. Dr. Cohen, as always, good to see you.
It's good to be here, Stella.
Yes, so you start your article with a criticism of increasing regulations by the Biden administration. You compare it to a military doctrine of full spectrum dominance. Is the U.S. government using military methods against us?
What it's doing, somewhat unwittingly, but nevertheless with a tremendous amount of determination, is adopting a military doctrine that arose in the Pentagon earlier in the century called full spectrum dominance. And under full spectrum dominance, it is incumbent upon the rising dominant power to have so much power in land, sea, air, cybersecurity, and what have you, that this hegemon is not being challenged by anyone, friend or foe alike. Well, if you look at what is being attempted by global elites in and outside of government, how they are trying to impose their agenda on the rest of us, and by the way, sadly succeeding in many cases, it occurred to me this is full spectrum dominance on a societal level. You shut off any and all debate on issues that you would have us believe have been settled by science, whether it's climate change, the approach to COVID, or what have you. And you have collusion between the rich and powerful in government and the rich and powerful outside of government to do everything from determine what appliances you can use in your home, or what vehicle you can or cannot drive, taking all these decisions that historically have been made by people and putting those decisions in the hands of government, and in the process, through good old-fashioned crony capitalism, enriching people who are already wealthy to begin with, purveyors of wind power, solar power, electric vehicles, and the like. What is unique about all of this? Ever since humanity has been around, in every society, we've always had a ruling elite. You had ruling elites back in the Stone Age. What is unique about our current situation is the complete hostility of those in power to the rest of us. They look down their nose at us, not just economically, culturally, and in every other way. The policies they're imposing will, they are absolutely convinced, not really affect them. But believe me, it will affect the rest of us because it will reduce our disposable income, infringe upon our liberties, and as we mentioned earlier, it will take decisions that historically we have made out of our hands and put those decisions into the hands, in large part, of unelected bureaucrats, unaccountable bureaucrats, and corporate leaders who are absolutely delighted to line their already well-lined pockets with government subsidies and other goodies courtesy of the federal government.